All right, so we're back after a long absence from Kingdom Come 2. I did some quests from the DLC. To be more precise, I did all the side quests that I'm aware of from the DLC. Brushes with Death. Very good DLC in my opinion. Cool story. Leaves you a little bit in suspension. And depending on what choices you make, you get more or less information. One of the features that it gives you, which is good for later on, is you can have your custom painted shield. I'll show you that in the game. But I started now the main quest where we try to steal silver from the mint in Kuttenberg, which is located in the so-called Italian court. Luckily, we have the support of a local nobleman, or rather his daughter. He's at the moment absent. I can't recall why. I think he's a captive, maybe. Or he had to flee the city. Anyway, they have a castle or a palace next to the Italian court. And Kuttenberg is a minor city. So there are a lot of tunnels dug underneath the city. Allegedly, there's a tunnel leading very close by to the Italian court, and with a little elbow grease, we've been told we can make a breakthrough into the basement of the mint. The other goal is apparently some local aristocrats are held captive in said Italian court to have some leverage on the local nobility so that they declare for Sigismund, or at least keep their feet still. So if we can free them, that means we could have valuable allies in the struggle against Sigismund. Plus, if we can relieve him of his silver, well, his silver, this is the royal mint, so technically it's his half-brother's silver, but he doesn't care about that. At the moment he has the power over it, and we try to lighten his purse, so to speak, so he can't pay his mercenaries and his soldiers anymore, which would probably make his army melt in a heartbeat. So, having said that, and brought you up to pace, we are here now in the palace of the Ruthard family, which is the aforementioned family. This here is Rosa Ruthard. We had a little bit of a rendezvous with her earlier, which probably her father wouldn't approve of. She was very thankful to us, and she fancies us, so let's
give a Lincoln arm Ja bym raz chrupał coś słodkiego.
Here again. So this is the Palace Ruthard. This is the church. So there's a subterranean tunnel going to the crypt of the church and the Italian court. Now let me get the map. I think this one is the Italian court here. That building here or that one, but these are attached, so I think this is it. So, before we advance with the plot, let's go to the shield painter. We have a shield with us. I will not, I mean, we can paint it, but not make it final, so, you know, we can interrupt it. But you can unlock several designs for your custom-made shield. The painter took pains, though, to tell us that having a shield, or you know, like a badge or whatever you want to call it, a crest or coat of arms, does not make you a member of the nobility. So just because us having a custom painted shield does not give us any rights whatsoever. He went to length to explain that to us, that, you know, we can't behave like a nobleman without consequences while not being one. So let's see where the master is. Here he is. He's called Master Wojta, but he's not actually Wojta, according to my playthrough. So we tell him, please paint a shield for me. You need to bring a shield for that, and you can reinstate it to its former glory as well.
Leg derweil den Schild dort auf den Tisch.
So I give him this one. I will not paint this one because this is a unique one. It's a, you know, a reward shield. But for demonstration purposes, that's the one we use. So we give the shield to him. And now he asks us what pattern the shield should have. So we have the per fess, per pale, per cross, per bend, tierced in pale. I think pale means vertical separation. Tierced is probably in 3 bits. This is a pali of 5 per cross. So they have 2 per cross. One is like quartered, what in Germany we call it quartered, and this one is with a cross in the middle. Then we have chief pale, lozenge, chequi, tierced in chevron. That's fancy. Chevrons of 5, so with 5 chevrons. Bendy sinister, per fess embattled, so like with the battlements of a castle, or crenellations, whatever they're called. Per fess indented, so like teeth. Fess indented, so upper and lower teeth. Body indented. Bend dexter. Body wavy. Chevrons inverted, so down, pointing downwards chevrons. Flame. Per bale nebuli, I have no clue what that means. Party per pal. Pal roguli. And then we're back to square one. So let's take the cross maybe. It's always a fan favorite. Then we have the first color, which is silver. As far as I know, in heraldics you have 6 colors, which is silver and gold, so white and yellow, green, blue, red, and black. Here we have more. So we have argent, which is silver, sand, gold, salmon, carnation, whatever that means, gules, very dark, almost burgundy, bordeaux, azure light, azure, azure dark, night sky, green, dark green, moss, peacock feather, that's a very striking green, bone, peach, brunâtre, whatever that means, like some shade of brown, sable is black, and back to square one. So let's try to reinvent the English St. George's. So we take argent and pass on. So then the second color is obviously the cross in the middle. So since we already went through it, I will now go through Gules, Carnation. Yeah, probably Gules is the one we're looking for. Very striking red. Salmon. Salmon is too light in my opinion. Now let's go with Carnation. Gules is a little bit too dark in my opinion. So now we have things we can put on the shield on top of it. So we unlocked some with where the star is there. We have unlocked some new options. So let's have a gander. So we have plain, so nothing. Then we have blue blossoms, green blossoms. We have the grape wine. We have a trefoil. Put that on an English badge, I dare you. Antlers, silver and red. Only red antlers, only silver antlers. Fleur de lis azur. So this is lily, fleur de lis or. So I dare you to put fleur de lis on an English. Then we have oak leaf, which is I think for whales. In green and silver. A blue river, silver river. Roses. It's probably the Tudors, isn't it? Red roses is Tudors or Lancaster? I can't recall. Then we have white roses or silver roses. We have Estival, which is star, blue star. A mullet, which I know as a haircut, but whatever. And a golden sun, a red sun. Or we go back to plain, or we go from nature to craft. See what's the option is here. So we have plain again, a dark X, a light X, golden crosses, red crosses, blue crowns, golden crowns, red leaves, silver leaves, a cattle hat, lockpicks, dark mill, a light mill, dark pickaxe, light pickaxe, a dark handgun, a light handgun, a potion, and a red skull, a red scarf, silver scarf, silver arrow, blue arrow, a golden triskele, or triskelion, I don't know what the English name is. Then we have grey triskele. This looks like the Isle of Man. Yeah, this one as well, actually. We have blue trumpets, silver trumpets, sword in saltire. I don't know exactly what saltire means, but it looks like one of them is broken, so maybe in a duel. It's a diagonal cross as a heraldic ordinary. Okay, so it's a St. Andrew's cross basically. A grey well, red well, blue wheel, silver wheel, and back to square one. So then we have historical, plain, Van Berghoff crest. Van Berghoff has the flying fish, or a winged fish rather. And we have a crawfish, a crow, black eagle, which they call sable. In heraldry you call it sable, which sounds a little bit better than black. Sable is one of these furry animals. Zobel, I think is the English name, the German name, I'm sorry. And we have a silver eagle, the Leipa crest, which is here from Capon's coat of arms. And we have the Moravian eagle, we have the Skalitz crest, we have 3 lions, Ratibor crest. That's it, historical. Then we go nature, we already looked at. Let's look at religious badges. We have the plane. We have a devil, whatever he's blowing up there. We have the blessing, a crescent moon blue, crescent moon white, and we have the Grim Reaper. And last but not least, we have the animals. So nothing. We have a dark basilisk, light basilisk, dark bull or sable bull, red bull, red bull, haha. A flying cat, a cock gulus, so a rooster. Stop your giggling. Cock archon, crowfish, a crow, good boy. That's our mutt here. With a legged fish, it appears. I don't know where he caught that, but I won't eat it. Golden dragon, red dragon, fish, silver fish, black goat, silver goat, the rabbit of, what is it called? Now I need to look it up. I'm sorry. Killer rabbit of Carbannock. Of course, it was Carbannock. But I think, as well as being a reference maybe to the Monty Python and the Holy Grail with the Rabbit of Carbannock, it's also when if you look at the top screen, when you're at places where you shouldn't be, or if you committed a crime, this is the something similar what you get when you're in immediate danger of being arrested and or killed. So I think it's both. The reason for that being, there's a die in the game, which is a weighted die, with which you can cheat, and it always shows the number 3. Not 2, not 4, but 3. And the die is called the Die of Santa Antioch, which of course is a reference to the Holy Hand Grenade of Antiochia. So there you go. So we have the guard here, Pegasus, Silver Pegasus, Fearless Ignatius. This is a side quest where you have a ram which is very impetuous, which does not know no fear. So Tomcat, it's a cat as well, but we also have this sword master who teaches us the Master Strike. So I don't know whether this is also like a nod to one of our first teachers in warfare. And we have a grey horse. Pebbles happens to be grey, so I don't know whether this is supposed to be Pebbles. Also, this is a very famous picture from medieval times, where an artist apparently had no clue what a horse looks from the front, because it looks like Humpty Dumpty grew extra legs, right? From the side, they were perfectly fine to depict the horse, at least to the extent that one 500 or 1,000 years later can still decipher it as a horse. From the front, I would be hard pressed to guess what it is, if it wasn't for the bridle, right? But this horse looks like it wears a belt and doesn't look anything like a horse. This is Warhorse, this is the emblem of the developers. Then we have mice as well, and that's it for the nature. So As I said, for the English coat of arms, obviously we would go for the historical ones and go for the 3 lions. But as I said, I won't do it now. As this was a special warhorse set shield, which I'm not going to overpaint. Even though I think we can reverse it, I do not want to take the risk. I'm a chicken. So now, since we addressed that, let's go and try to advance the plot. So where do I need to go? This city is really, it's a maze, which is good because it's kind of realistic, because that's just how medieval cities are built. But frankly, sometimes it's a little bit of a pain in the neck because you know where to go to, but the roads and all these courtyards, some of them barred off, make it more difficult for you to navigate to the place you need to be, because you can't go in a straight line. You need to find your way around, which can be annoying. On the other hand, I appreciate, you know, the realism in it. So we need to talk to Godwin first, I think, but none of these lads is Godwin. Where's that old priest gone? Is he in here? This is Rosa, this is Capon. Samuel, our potential half-brother. Is he hidden here? It appears so.
Sei mir gegrüßt.
So yeah, this is the Dry Devil. This is Pater Godwin.
Hast du mal wieder
And this
Ärger
is
am
Jan
Hals?
Žižka, which is a historical figure, by the way, and also he's always depicted with an eye patch. You can see here the scar, which in this lore Henry gave him. So we need to let Godwin know that our plan might be a little bit more complicated than we first thought, and it was not a simple plan to start with. We tried to disguise ourselves as legates from Rome, which do an inspection on the mint to gain access to the mint. Godwin said he speaks Latin because he's a priest. He studied for priesthood. And he speaks Italian as well to a certain extent because he spent his youth as a mercenary and saw some action in Italy. This would have been suffice if the whole guard detail of the Italian court were Bohemians or Czechs, but they aren't. The guard captain happens to be Italian, and he's looking forward to speak finally his mother tongue again to the legate of Rome. Now, we do not know whether Godwin's knowledge of Italian is good enough to pass as an Italian when speaking to an Italian. I highly doubt it. And if the guard captain thinks that something's fishy, we're cooked. So.
Bist du bereit für deine Verhandlungen mit dem Legaten? Hast du dein Italienisch aufgefrischt?
Das ist gar nicht so leicht, mein Sohn. Ich habe mit Brabant geübt, aber mein Gedächtnis ist auch nicht mehr das Beste. Glücklicherweise sprechen hier nicht viele Leute Italienisch, also kann ich am Hof wie ein Esel blöken und mit den Armen wedeln und keiner wird das merken.
Christian von Pisek sagt, die Wachen am Hof werden von einem gebürtigen Italiener kommandiert. Wenn er unsere List erkennt, war's das für uns.
Du weißt wahrlich, wie man jemandem den Tag vermiest, oder?
Entschuldige.
Aber was soll's? Ein gewöhnlicher Soldat hat sowieso nicht mit einem Kardinal zu sprechen. Schlimmstenfalls sag ich ihm, er soll sich zum Teufel scheren. Zumindest das kriege ich auf Italienisch noch hin.
Alright, if you think so, Godwin. I have my concerns and reservations, my good friend. Whether this will be sufficient. So we had a little bit of a scuffle with the Dry Devil earlier. Maybe as a little bit background information. When we freed, when we took von Berghoff captive, we stormed a castle. We were meant to create a distraction by putting the adjacent village to the torch, so that the garrison would ride out to help fight the fire and see what's going on. But Henry's conscience would not allow to have innocent people's houses torched, maybe even some of them being killed in their sleep. Which is understandable if we know the background of Henry, whose parents suffered pretty much the same fate at the hands of Sigismund's troops. So of course he didn't want to, and this made the capture of the fort, or the castle, and von Berghoff more costly in terms of lives of our soldiers, which the Dry Devil objects to. So we had to beat the shit out of him in order to say no, we do it without killing innocent people. But instead we had some of our peoples killed as the price to pay. So he's not on good terms with Henry because he thought we should have saved the lives of our men, and the devil takes the hindmost in terms of collateral damage. Because he says it's war and it's just inevitable. So let's see what he has to say now.
Warum wollten sie dich hängen?
Ihnen hat wohl mein Gesicht nicht gepasst. Sie war nur sauer, dass ich nicht so ein scheinheiliges Arschloch bin wie Sie.
Und deswegen wird man einfach gehängt?
Im Gegensatz zu den Heuchlern der Herrenvereinigung schäme ich mich nicht.
Ich habe gehört, sie nennen dich Knochenteufel.
Ja, ich habe viele Namen, Bursche. Genau das ärgert die Herren so. Ich werde auf ihre Kosten reich, während sie den König beschissen haben.
Du stehst also zum König.
Ich stehe zu dem, der mich am besten bezahlt, Junge. Aber ich stehe immer zu meinem Wort. Mein Wort ist mein Eid. Im Gegensatz zu Schweinen wie von Bergo oder von Rosenberg.
Hast du im Krieg gedient?
Ja, ich habe in Mähren gekämpft und bin noch immer Hauptmann der königlichen Stadt Znaim. Du bist nur ein Bürschlein, das kaum weiß, was in den letzten Jahren im Königreich geschehen ist.
Du bist ein erfahrener Kämpfer. Also bring mir was bei.
Auf keinen Fall, Junge. Außer du bezahlst gut. Bring mir erst etwas guten Wein.
Gut. Ich besorge etwas.
Okay, I did not expect that. Okay. So let's see, do we have wine? I probably just threw it away because it was just heavy on my inventory. Oh, I can read that, okay. So let me sit down somewhere. There's a nice table here. Good as any. This guy is not very talkative, which just serves me well. Is pickpocketing, okay. I think I almost have the full skill set, but you know. it probably pushes my scholarship as well, and I need to eat something. I think I've tried perch. Yes, I just improved scholarship to the highest level. Nice. So I can put... What's that? An heraldry? Have I already studied that? I have. Okay. So now let's look. Vitality. I can't apply any more skill points here. I don't know why it gives me one, but well. Scholarship. So I'm contemplative now, which means as long as I remain still, your energy and nourishment will reduce much more slowly. I guess there are worse skills. A lot of the others were even better. So, hunger. Speaking of hunger, I do have dried perch. Let's eat. So, that's that. Now we should get some wine somewhere for the dry devil. Jeez. Well, there's a market nearby. Suppose I can afford the expense of a skin of wine. Just to give you an idea, where is my budget? Where can I see that? Oh yeah, here. It's not food, it's all. And somewhere here, I have a lot of dice. Groschen. We have 66,000 groschen, so I think we can stand the expense for a skin of decent wine for the dry devil. So where do we get that? Oh, well, probably an ale house. There's one.
Ich will den Dreckwasser nicht
Grüß Gott, was brauchst du, mein Herr?
I would like to have one of your finest wines.
Was gibt's so neu? Nicht viel, wenn du Groschen brauchst.
Okay.
Sag mir, was du hast.
So, cheap wine. This is not what I need to show up with to the dry devil, but fine wine. And I'll take your book. And some fine wine. One will be sufficient, thank you very much. So in exchange, I can give you nothing I want to shed with. Yeah, well, so let's haggle.
Reden wir über den Preis. Was soll's? Wieso nicht?
So I always go for about midway between what he wants and what we are willing to pay, which is the lower one. So 225 is the price now. I could even overpay now, which would give me a good reputation among the traders. But to be honest, I didn't get rich by having a good reputation with the local merchants. So I'm going midway between 225 and 145.
Einigen wir uns? Besser.
Which normally
Noch
they never
etwas
accept.
mehr und wir geben uns die Hand.
He is from Austria, clearly. So now he improves his offer, and I again go halfway. Mostly the second one they accept.
Ja, bei dem Preis überzeugst du mich. Danke und
So
viel
we
Glück
just
für
saved
die
30
Zukunft, mein
groschen,
Herr.
right? So we go back to the Dry Devil and give him some of the wine. I hope he doesn't make me run to get some more, because I'm not his errand boy. I'm Shishka's errand boy, just like him. since I beat the shit out of him,
Życzę dobrego wieczoru, Henie.
this is the Polish guy who works for us. He thinks of himself as some kind of womanizer, but you know, he gets into trouble because of women folk all the time. They wanted to hang him because of it, because he got the wrong woman interested into him. She happened to be already married.
Ich möchte ein paar Kampf...
Warum nicht? Weil du...
Nice. Longsword.
Ich hab dich kämpfen sehen. Und du kannst dich ruhig... Ich zeig dir, wie du deinen Gegner besiegst, ohne ihn vor...
Ja.
Klingt...
Ja, ich kann sehen. Bei diesem Kniff musst du schnell sein. Wenn du schnell genug bist, kannst du den... Und nun...
So this is a new combo I just learned for the longsword, which I use a lot. Which is down, down, right. Okay.
Wenn du vorher nicht getötet wirst.
So.
Ich möchte ein paar
yes, I have another
Kampftechniken
technique
erlernen.
and
Bist du
also-
irre? Es ist viel zu spät dafür.
Ich will bei einem...
Wo ist der Wein?
Schon wieder?
Immer.
Na schön. Bitte sehr.
Brav, Junge. Also was...
Ah, nice. So I can learn pole arms, heavy weapons. You know, I go for pole arms because this is my weakest. Heavy weapons I use relatively frequently. Pole arms, I'm not good enough to use it here in around Kuttenberg because there's too many of them. I normally do not stumble upon single enemies. As soon as there's more than one, I struggle with the pole arms because they're not very handy.
Ich muss lernen, mich besser mit einer...
Die Waffe ist Dreck. Oh, sehr gut.
All right. Ah, I got a new level in pole arms. Now I have a book
wir genug Wagen haben?
Wenn wir noch mehr hätten, würde das
which gives me, because I couldn't use it so far because I was just not good enough in pole arms to understand the contents of said book. Here's spearman training. Yeah, so I go back to books and I read this one.
Pferde werden schon auf einer ordentlichen Straße ihre Mühe haben.
Even though I already know a lot about punches and pushes and slaps, but you can never know too much. Nice, just got me a new skill point. So I put that back to Pebbles, so I know that I've already read that. This I already know, so I put that also to Pebbles, this one as well. This one as well. This one. I have covered that as well. So, away you go. Ah, now I'm good enough to read the book. And it's midnight. And I got another level in pole arms, which is nice. Now I can go to skills, combat skills. So let's go to unarmed. What the harder the fall. Okay, I do not intend to fight unarmed against people with arms. Kurzkampf, bring him on. Yeah, I think bring him on. Sounds good. So, and then pole arms. We have Impaler, more piercing damage, Iron Harvest. See, this needs for me to make a combo. I hardly ever make combos, so this is with charged attacks, which I do not use either. This one is nice. After a combo, Artery Slasher. This could be worthwhile as well, but I'll go for long reach, so I use up less stamina per attack. So I'll take this. Yes. Alright. Good. Get up. So I suppose everybody's asleep now, aren't they? Looks like it. 2.5 batches.
2,5 Dachse, danke.
What are you talking about? Where we're going, we don't need no batches. So, do I have permission to enter Lady Rossa's chamber? Honey, I'm home. Oh yeah, she's a good archer as well. They cleared this joint. Apparently not. Alright, so where can I sleep? Everybody and their mother have a place to sleep, but me. I reconquered the palace almost on my own. Rosa helped. She gave me some covering fire from her balcony. So where am I supposed to sleep? This door is non-functional. Apparently not here. Here's only one chamber, which the Dry Devil sleeps in. I do not intend to share the bed with him. Oh wait, there's a watchtower on the other side. And if I seem to remember correctly, there is some bedding here. If I go up, I think. Yes, here is Shishka. Can I sleep here? I can. Nice. Let's sleep to tomorrow. Carpe diem. And see. Oh, it should be good for nourishment. Yes, I will go to Loretz, don't you worry. That was my cunning plan all along, but you lot were sleeping. And now I wake up and everybody's already up and about. And then call me God knows what. What's that? There's another quarters. If I go down further. Kitchen, and they barred off now the access to the tunnel system. Go here, this is the stables, it appears. Of course it's pissing, because why wouldn't it be? Is that pebbles? No, it's not. Caballos, which means horse. It's almost as creative as calling your horse Roach. Bibiana, this is Godwin's horse. Who calls his horse Henry? I think this is the Brabant guy, because it's OV, it's the French way of a slug. Okay. That's probably the Dry Devil.
Blöder Sturm.
Yeah, you tell me. Skrlle. Oh, wait.
Er hat's nicht gehört.
Skrlle. Yes, I did hear you, but I reacted too late. Kupienko. He's a drunkard soul. What Capon is doing manual labor? Oh no, this is Samuel. I thought. Cannot be. Because he's a Bellatore, he can't work manual labor. It's physically impossible. Are you talking to my girl, Hans?
I just
Tell you, I love you like a brother, but you know, brothers have been killed for less.
Es hat höllisch
So,
wehgetan.
where is...
Aber jetzt, wenn nicht jeder dauernd die Narbe anstarren würde, würde ich es fast vergessen.
darf ich das als Dank auffassen?
Sicher.
Ich möchte ein paar Kappen.
Warum nicht? Wenn du dich gut machst, zeige ich... Oder wie man den Bastard auf der anderen... Aber das geht nur mit dem Schwert. Und das...
Klingt
Gewiss doch. Die Hauptsache ist, dass du von oben angreifst, dir das Handgelenk des Gegners schnappst. Du kannst dir sicher denken, wie es weiter... Und nun versuch...
Oh, taking advantage of him as long as he's there. I don't know what happens to him.
Aus
Oh,
dir wird
or,
nicht was
Die
wird.
ersten Tage nach deiner Behandlung wollte ich es mir rausreißen. Es hat
I hardly
höllisch
managed
wehgetan.
three
Aber
piece
jetzt,
combos.
Wenn nicht jeder
wow.
dauernd die Narbe anstarrt, würde ich es fast vergessen.
Darf ich das als Dank?
Können wir jetzt nach Loretz aufbrechen?
Jetzt ist es etwas spät, nicht wahr? Wir müssen vor dem Morgengrauen aufbrechen. Wenn es noch dunkel...
Von meiner Dankbarkeit.
Oh. Okay. I forgot about that. But he was snoring when... well. There's no point.
Buono il
Patrick
pollo,
is...
eminenza. Così così, eh? Il cibo da queste parti fa un po' cagare.
Kagare means to shit, doesn't it?
Ma che diavolo? Come cazzo vi permettete? Eh?
Setz dich sofort wieder hin.
Nos non. Oh, Scheiße. Nos non quer. Nos non vonable. Nobis est. Petitio. Nein. Ein Vorschlag. Rogatio. Ita Rogatio.
Das nicht schneller.
Scheiße! Lass die Unterbrechung. Latein ist nicht leise. Vollkommen nüchtern.
This guy likes it.
Andiamo! Forza!
Just wanted to do something.
Ihnen nach! Sie dürfen nicht entkommen!
Ah, Godwin.
Figlio di puttana! Schneller!
And how do I stop him exactly? Can I catch him? Which one is he? The one on the right?
Io veloce! Stai attento!
Come on, Pebbles.
Stai attento! Forza! Sii più veloce!
I need him in. Just said I can't let him escape.
Jungspund, alles in Ordnung?
Nun, ich gebe mein Bestes. Mehr kann man nicht tun.
Klar, in solchen Zeiten.
Ja.
Aber sieh dir das an, da. Wer hält die Straße in Schuss? So sind die nicht zu gebrauchen.
Sehe ich genauso. Es ist nicht von Belang, solange kein Adliger hier entlang reitet und verfolgt wird.
Oh ja. Ah, klasse.
L'uomo di Dio, mi lascia in pace. Io sono un uomo di chiesa, capite? Non ho fatto nulla. Misericordiosa Vergine Maria. Cosa vi Vergine Maria? Curvato un gambe!
Polish guy talks to the Italian one.
Nun gut. Sehen wir mal.
Nie chciał zamknąć gęby, to dostał. Nic mu nie jest lekko otumaniony.
No, I don't think so.
No przecież lekko dostał z bańki, no leciutko.
Er ist tot.
No przecież nic mu nie zrobiłem.
Scheiße, du hast ihn umgebracht, du polnischer Ochse! Dafür wirst du zur Hölle fahren.
Kurwa, do diabła, tylko nie to.
Richtig gehört, Hölle! Und alle gehörnten Dämonen werden sich abwechselnd mit dir vergnügen. Wart's nur ab. Die werden sich um deinen polnischen Arsch prügeln.
Przecież nie chciałem, no! Boże, czemu dałeś mi tak tępy łeb?
Zieht sie aus, sonst sind ihre Kleider gleich ganz voller Blut. Du nimmst seine Eminenz hier.
Ich? Wieso?
Weil du jetzt der Legat bist.
Well, that went to shit.
Das hat ja wunderbar geklappt. Was machen wir denn jetzt?
Du hast es doch gehört, oder? Wir entledigen uns der Leichen, verkleiden Godwin und hoffen, dass er den Kirchenrat davon überzeugen kann, dass er der Legat ist. Es ist jetzt zu spät für einen Rückzieher.
Verschwinden wir von hier.
Ja, für uns gibt es hier nichts mehr zu tun.
Gehst du zurück zur Burg Ruthard?
Ja, wir müssen die Kleidung waschen, sie Godwin anziehen und hoffen, dass wir nicht am Galgen enden. Noch bleibt uns Zeit. Wenn du noch etwas zu erledigen hast, dann mach das ruhig. Ich habe das Gefühl, dass wir keine Zeit für etwas anderes haben werden, wenn wir erst mal anfangen.
Weißt du was? Ich muss tatsächlich noch etwas erledigen. Treffen wir uns in der Burg Ruthard.
Okay. So, he said us through the grapevine that, you know, once we start this mission, there's no going back. So what we're going to do now is we go back to the Trotsky region and do a little bit of horse archery. Of course we need to go through the whole region of Kottenberg to get there. And of course there's this random events coming up. This looks like a trap.
Was hast du gefunden, Junge?
So, does he have? Some groschen. Whoever robbed them did not do a very good job. No, too much weight. I started now to only grab stuff which is 1,000 or more groschen. Because otherwise I'm just stuffing my inventory full of relatively low tier stuff. And I'm not tight for money at the moment, so I can afford to leave a fortune literally on the roads after getting bandits killed or enemy soldiers. Because otherwise I would go 5 minutes out of town, have my inventory full, need to go back to town and try 2 days to sell all my stuff to the merchants. Which I'm not gonna. So.
Gott segne dich. Ich möchte in die Gegend.
Das ist ein ziemlich... Aber wenn du Geld...
Bitte schön.
Also gut. Also gut, wir sind bereit. Wir können los.
Dann fahren wir.
So we're going back to the Trotsky region. It cost me 200 groschen, but you know, as I said, we're not strapped for money at the moment. So here you can see the Castle Trotsky in the background with the twin towers. This seems to be the pond where we were waylaid. Rock Tower Pond, yeah, that's what it's called. Dismount the carriage. Call our horse, and now we need to dress it again because it comes naked. There he is. Good boy. Good boy, Pebbles. You see, it's a grey horse. Would you please stand still? It does that whenever you change the region for one reason or another. So the horse, put on the saddle, Schaffron, nobleman horses, and the tournament comparison. And we're good to go, I think. A lot of stuff to be sold, but not now. So now we go to the Nomads, which organize these events, and we're doing some horse archery. So we're going to butcher some wolves apparently. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Jesus. Why can't I get these damn wolves? Good boy, Matt.
Zeig mal.
Good boy. I only take the years, there's a premium Even though not much. Okay, nice glitch.
Heilige Maria, wenn du nicht gewesen wärst...
Nicht der Rede wert.
Nicht der Rede wert? Hier, für dich und nochmals.
40 Groschen. Oh well, I'm not saying no. So where were we? We're now Nebakov Pond. And we want to go to the Nomads. Yeah, that's where we want to go. Maybe it's too dark already for what we have planned.
Servus, Sartukejan.
Das kommt hoch, aber fast nicht.
Yeah, okay. He does the normal races. Yeah, but let's do that. Okay, first wash myself. All the blood goes away.
Takajčas more, zamiste Videlo del Tukelace, Palsoste Jalgor.
Sollen wir um die Wette reiten?
Natürlich. Du kannst auch andere Strecken reiten als die 3, die du schon kennst. Und diesmal wird gewettet. Also sei vorsichtig, welche Schwierigkeitsstufe du auswählst. Du willst ja nicht dein letztes Hemd verlieren. Bei der schwierigsten treiben die Kerle ihre Pferde wie verrückt an. Nehmen Abkürzungen und riskieren Kopf und Kragen. Also, wonach steht dir der Sinn?
Interesting. Shadayov, Warring, Graveyard, Schlachtig.
Ich möchte diese hier.
Und die Schwierigkeitsstufe?
Ich nehme den Mittelweg.
Und wie viel wettest du? Du hast dich das letzte Mal gut geschlagen, also halte ich nicht.
Ich setze so viele Groschen.
Gut. Le Gressen, Le Guruveske Cello, U Amenge Tarjimol. Macht euch bereit? Ja!
Schneller! Schneller!
Los! Los, los!
Schneller!
It's too steep here.
Schneller!
Höher! lang jetzt. Schneller! Immer weiter. Höher! Komm schon, wir schaffen das. Lauf! Schneller! Los, los, los! Oh, oh! Schneller!
That was bad. Poor Pebbles. Deserve better. So let's see whether we'll get reset to the last checkpoint. That would be nice. I doubt it though. Ah, no. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to repeat that. But you've seen the idea, right? I mean, I was bad in the execution, but you get the gist. It was yeah, it's just a checkpoint race, right? Probably next time I'll show you the horse archery. But until then, take care. I hope you enjoyed it nevertheless. And see you next time. Bye.